When you were Cutman for the last, I think it was May just gone when Billy fought Canelo. You got to go a fly over there. It's been quite
Yes.
nice to get out of England for a while. Um, what I want to know is, in in the eighth round, you were lucky enough to be in, well, not lucky enough, but you were in the corner of that fight. In the
Yeah.
end of the eighth round, what went on in the corner there?
I was waiting for you to ask this. Uh, so what happened there at the end of the round? So we'll rewind it back here because you're the first person I've actually told this.
Like, no one's asked you that.
Pardon?
No one's asked you that before.
No, because I've kind of kept away from interviews and stuff. You're the first one here to have my side of it. Because obviously I was just sat back watching when I'd come home. Obviously that week I was absolutely knackered when I got back. It was a draining week with everything that was going on. And then obviously I like Mark Tibbs, I like Ben Davison. I know they were having a bit of a spat on social media, but just because I think personally, obviously Billy said Ben had pulled him out, which Ben did whisper to Billy, "We're going to pull you." Do you know what I mean? So if you've got three people talking to you, obviously Ben were in his ear, so that's the only one he could actually hear. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I've got loads of time for all three of the people that are in that corner, obviously Ben, Mark, and Billy. So what I recall from that, when the shot landed, and we finally it's different in America. You're not all crammed in the corner. So Mark Tibbs is in the corner. Me and Ben Davison were just sat a little bit behind. When that shot landed, and like all Canelo shots, you could actually hear it, but like somebody being hit by a bus. Obviously, that shot's landed. Billy's turned around. We've seen the impact now. With that sort of damage and that injury, your face kind of caves in. It don't seem to swell and balloon out as you'd expect. It kind of goes in. So me and Ben spoke. And we were like, look, let's just get white towel ready. So we got the white towel ready. I had it by my side. Passed it to Mark. So Mark's then got a towel in the corner. Saw the round out and he come back. As he's come back and as he sat, I've put my hand straight over the eye just to feel and to see how Billy reacted. Now he didn't jump in pain, he didn't wince, he didn't nothing, but it felt like mush to be fair. I've got my hand covering his eye, so at this point Mark couldn't actually see the damage. Now me and Ben had already spoke about the damage in this and other, so Ben's speaking to Billy saying we're going to pull you. Billy's obviously reacting like he don't want to be pulled. He's a proud man. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to be pulled out of the fight, regardless of how injured you are. I think looking back, I think he's glad he did because obviously another shot on the eye was potentially getting blinded with that injury. So while Ben's obviously speaking to Billy, I'm covering the eye. So Mark doesn't know the extent of his damage at this present in time. Then Mark says to him, Billy, you've got to show me something. Because he's still not seen, because Billy's body language was kind of, obviously, we're just hearing that he was getting pulled out, so his body language weren't great. And then it was at this point, the word, I cannot remember who come out with it, whether it was Billy or Mark, says, I took my hand off the eye. Billy looked, he said, I can't see. Once them words got said, everybody kind of picked up on that a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So everybody kind of went around each other. Nobody actually said, what do you think? What should we do? It was just kind of pull him, he spun and pulled him. I think either it got portrayed before, obviously Billy said Ben pulled him. Now, he was the first person that told Billy he was getting pulled. Do you know what I mean? But anybody in that corner, and like I just keep quiet in the corner unless I'm asked. Now, anybody in that corner wants to know the extent of that damage, we're pulling him out, regardless. Do you know what I mean? There's no way, shape, or form would he have got let back out.
See that what you just gave me there was a very good explanation of what happened. Because
Yeah, and you're the first one. You're the first one to get that.
Because when I see like the Mark Tibbs and Ben Davison interviews, I don't know if they tell you the full story, but that from there was A to B, the start to finish. But
Yeah,
did his
yeah.
eye kind of fall down? Because I remember him, so you got that metal thing. I don't know what you called his cut man, but
Yeah,
did you feel his eye falling down into the socket more?
yeah,
Like,
no. So what I've done with that, because obviously I put no pressure on that now. Generally, that piece of steel or iron, and so whatever you want to call it, that's for swelling. Now he had no swelling, but I expected swelling to come, and it didn't really. So when I put the end swell on, like when you put it on a swelling, you put pressure on it. Obviously, I'd had my hand on his eye already, and like I said, I could feel it. It felt like mush. So I was just using that just because it's on a cold surface. It's been iced. So I was just putting cold on it just to stop inflammation, just to stop it blowing out. There was no pressure on that really. And like I said, when I put my hand on it and I could feel it underneath, and it was just it was a weird feeling. Because obviously I remember I was there when Kell Brook got his done with Golovkin. I remember seeing that injury and it just looked the same sort of thing. Now the only difference with them two, that were alarming for Kel is when Kel did it, he kept rubbing his eye. That's a good sign that something serious is about. Whether it moved in a different place to Billy's, I don't know. Billy didn't really start messing with it. Do you know what I mean? So he kind of stuck in limbo. Is it as bad as it looks? Do you know what I mean? But once he come back and we felt it, it were game over. Which it was a shame. It was a shame, but that's boxing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty nasty. I think the backlash on social media are quite nasty. But do you see him fighting again, Billy?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm actually going to phone Billy this week, to be fair. I haven't called him for a while. I think there's part of him will want to. I just hope he doesn't feel pressured into doing it again. Nah, don't get me wrong. I don't know what Billy's financial situation is to every last penny, but I can imagine he's all right. So for me, financially, would I want to? Not really. Do you know what I mean? Ride off into the sunset with your kids and enjoy your life. But like I say, as a travelling man, as a fighting man, as a proud man, you never know with Billy. You never know. It's just the unexpected. Just all that fight week were unexpected. What were happening? Do you know what I mean? There's probably a good chance he might have one foot road.
Yeah, you never know. I think he did a thing in TalkSport, an interview with TalkSport. He says he'll see what his dad says.